God, Corey can't sit still for like 5 seconons.
Say what?
Jesus.
I'm excited, man. I'm all over the place.
Good God, you should be excited. So, how's the editing process going? Are you losing your fucking mind yet, or have you gotten any sleep at all?
Nah, I've got a little bit of sleep, but I'm flying through it. So,
a little bit.
The rough edit is almost done, minus the scenes we still have to shoot in Kansas City, and then it goes off to the editor, and then I'm not necessarily hands off, but I get to take a break for a while, which will be nice.
And by take a break, you mean you're going to drive to the editor's house and like park it in his driveway and ask him for updates like every 5 seconds?
Yeah, no. Like I'm going to start my next movie. That's what I mean by taking a break.
Oh, yeah. God. The next movie, which should have been the first movie. That's a very, very distinct thing right there. But hey, welcome everybody back to another Serious Airsoft podcast that apparently only talks about movies now. Maybe we should change the name.
It'd be nice if there's some actual airsoft to talk about.
Fucking right. Well, Corey and I have an event. I guess we'll talk about that at some point, but we need to welcome our guest. What's up, Jenny?
Hey.
If everybody doesn't know Jenny, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit?
I am Jennilynn, but a lot of people call me Jen, except for Corey. Calls me Jennifer all the damn time.
Yes, ma'am. He's a very proper boy.
And I played as Javiera in Corey's film.
Yes, and what do you do for work?
So I have an airsoft field here in Tucson, Arizona, and I do that during the weekends. We operate that, and then during the week, I just do my little nutrition plans and fitness plans and stuff like that.
Yeah, and y'all's field stays pretty busy, it looks like.
Yeah, it's really busy. I think for the past few weekends, we had over 100 people every day.
Good Lord. Yeah. It's what, Freedom Airsoft, right? That's the name of it?
Exactly, yeah.
Nice.
Well, hey, real quick. I was going to say real quick before we get too deep into it, I want to give an intro to our sponsors real quick. Get that out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
We get
we do have sponsors, don't we?
You blew right over that.
You suck hole.
So first off, we have Overwatch Tactics. Look out for Overwatch Tactics May 1st and 2nd for their Summer Harvest event.
Division themed game. It's going to be hot.
Their division themed game. March 17th, they're going to be doing a live Q&A. So look out for that on their Facebook page. KWA Airsoft. You always know who KWA is. They got some new, what was it? What's the new color they're doing? The desert, was it FDE?
I think so.
Yeah, they're doing FDE.
Yeah, their FTE line. They got the T10, T6, TK, all that stuff coming in, and your FTE color. It looks sexy. So
it is hot.
Keep an eye out for that. And then EG USA, go ahead and head over to their website. Use ASAP15 for 15% off all your textile and smoke products within the United States. We're the only one who's got a discount code. So if you and all your buddies are going to an event, or if you want to do a gender reveal party, go ahead and hit up EG and, burn down California. So
God damn it. They tried.
Yeah, they did. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to you guys. So,
well, quick note on Summer Harvest. So for those of y'all that don't know, Corey is going to be the CO for the Division agent. So come out, buy a ticket, go Division, and we'll stomp a mudhole in Woodcock's ass for the second time in a row.
Yeah, we're going 2 for 2 for sure.
I'm actually going to try and make it out to that one.
Yes. Yeah, I need to hit up. We need to start harassing Faded Pilot about our props for that game, because he did such a ridiculous job on that shield, even though I still can't feel my left index finger. It's numb like all of this. I'm just waiting for it to like get in.
Did it look like that? Did it look like that before? Because it's really crooked.
No, no, dude. I sacrificed a definite part of my body for this film, and I expect to be loved and adored for it. But I know all I'll get is yelled at.
I think Jessen got the award for most bruises.
Dude, how?
Carrying Mendoza.
Oh, but Mendoza's so.
I still got bruises too.
Mendoza looks so fluffy. Yeah, this is.
They're
almost healed already. That's all I got.
I have like this little one right here, and it's from running into a wall because I didn't have my flashlight. So not movie related at all.
Well, I guess it's kind of movie related, but I mean, if we're gonna get into the movie, we might as well get into the movie. So for y'all that didn't know or have been living under a rock or don't listen to the show, like I'm gonna assume the vast majority of you don't, including Wayne, you fucking asshole. We just got through wrapping on Corey's pet project, his baby Siege. We filmed in Mineral Wells, Texas at the Breachpoint Productions Hospital, which they also host airsoft games at. So if you're in the local DFW area, please, for the love of God, go check it out. But yeah, man, I had a fucking blast. That was a lot of fun. Corey.
Sorry if my phone's acting up. Yeah, no, man, it was a blast. A lot of good attitudes on set. I don't think there was one negative person around. Just we worked some really, really long hours, which is my fault. Being a new director, I did not plan accordingly. We should have pushed it to a 4-day production. And just a little insider info. What I initially thought was going to be somewhere between a 10 and 15 minute film is looking like it's going to be closer to 25 minutes. So you're going to get a much longer production. And if you're looking at like some of the photos that have been released, like the one that Jennifer put out today, that isn't a photo. Like that's a screen grab from the film.
That's one of the first. I was going to say that's one of the first like screen grabs, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Everything up to this point has been BTS, which was done by John Dorsey and David Lee, and they did a fucking fantastic job.
Yeah, and it sucks, man, because I mean, we're heading into post-production and we're not trying to give away plot points, and there's really not a whole lot you can do about it because it's such a it's still a short film at the end of the day, so like very little things can give away major plot points. And I mean, there's a ton of content that's going to dump like right after the movie comes out, so
none of my shit I can release.
We probably have 1,000. Yeah, we have like 1,000 behind the scenes photos. We've got video coming that we haven't even seen yet. We kind of documented the entire thing, and Dorsey killed it. Like I said it multiple times, but there was like anytime something cool happened, I was like, man, I wish the BTS guy would be here. And like you turn around, and he's like right over your shoulder. So dude was worth his weight in gold, man. He did a fantastic job. But everybody, I mean, we were rapping sometimes at 12:40 at night, and we would have been there from 9 o'clock in the morning till 12:40 the next day in the morning. So
day two was like a 7:30 to 11:45, I think, is what we were.
That's a solid day. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't speak for the actors, but I wasn't sleeping or eating. I was just ready to go the whole time. I lost 8 pounds.
I
lost 8 pounds in 3 days.
I lost 11, and I drank enough Bang energy drinks to power Corey's diesel truck if I pissed in the gas tank. I guarantee you. And it was funny because you could see the crew was like obviously not used to it, because we, without giving away any plot points, there's a group of actors that we very obviously had known each other for a long time. So there was a lot of like really solid chemistry between us on the set. And so when we started fucking around, like, I don't think the crew was like really expecting that, because at this point we've been shooting the scene for like 5 hours, and where everyone else is like really agitated, we start getting goofy and like acting like fucking morons. And it was cool to see like them slowly get into it, whatnot. We were talking in one of the group chats, like the male bonding on that set was very, very difficult to get away from. If you weren't prepared, you got sucked in, and you're probably calling everyone brother now. Brother.
Yeah, it's cool to see the chemistry build up over just a few days. You can tell like when they're moving in and out of rooms and stuff, like they get used to being around each other and working around each other. It's very similar to, military and police stuff. The longer you work around somebody, the more comfortable you are. So it's like day one, it's all kind of, nobody was really bumbling around. Everybody knew what they were doing on set. But by the third day, it's kind of like, all right, we're going to go down these stairs. Well, everybody already knows you have a guy on the 6, you have a guy looking down, and it's just a natural movement. You just have to record it, which is kind of cool to see.
it was really cool whenever we get into that one section of the film where we're like, okay, well, how are we going to clear into this hallway? And we're just like, no, we did this day one, just same shit, go. And everybody was like, boom. I was like, oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, here we go. This looks good.
Yeah. So, Cole, that was your first time on a movie set, correct? Of that, like, level. And
yeah, yeah, except for the one that we did in Oklahoma City.
Well, All Terrain, the 3D VR movie doesn't count. But Jennifer, you're same for you, right? You've done APL, which was a little bit different, but like not like a scripted event. Yeah, team only one take. But I want to kind of get you guys' opinion or the I don't know what you thought of the experience, because I know on Overlord, man, I thought it was awesome. Just getting to act. It's kind of weird because the vision's in my head. It's not necessarily in everybody else's. So it was kind of weird being on SCP because I'd never seen a script. I came in very last second, and then to see it, months later come out, it's like, oh, okay, that's what we were doing the whole time. How did you guys feel on set?
No, I'll let Jenny take that one first. Or point wherever the fuck she's at.
The morning I was like, everyone was kind of like rushed because we were like in a time frame to get all the Halo shots done. So it was like back to back to back, boom, boom, boom. And then throughout the rest of the day, it was quite easy. And then everything clicked why we had to do it so fast. I think the way, I don't want to say too much, but everything came into place at the end. Like the reason why we had to do things at a certain time and why shots were taken in certain places. So I had a great time. Cole?
Yeah, I mean, I said this in one of my posts, and I'll scream it from the rooftops. That was absolutely the most fun I've ever had playing pretend, bar none. It was coming in, never like my wife was a child actor. I actually found out today she almost got a part on Hannah Montana when she was in high school, so that's interesting. But I had no idea how much goes into a short film, like how much time would have to be spent to get what amounts to like less than an hour of shooting. So we did four, arguably we did 4 like 14-hour days, and we're gonna get like 25 minutes including credits and intro out of this motherfucker. That's wild, and I just wasn't expecting it. But the chemistry on set between everybody was so good. Everyone, like Jenny's awesome. Watching Noah and Mendoza, guys who have experience and actually know how to act, like when they had their scenes. Mendoza's got one that I just about walked off set because I was like, how the fuck am I going to be anywhere near that? That was insanity. That was so good. Noah did a fucking fantastic job too. Watching the actual actors like work on their craft was super, super neat. But it's just the amount of work and effort that goes into this, especially from the crew who did a phenomenal job. Jason Ramirez and his guys from White Wolf Studios just absolutely knocked that shit out of the park. Those guys were everywhere you needed them to be. Jason kind of promoted his own joke on set that Jason is always there, but it's fucking true because the dude was just everywhere. If you needed something, he or Don or one of the other guys or Eric, or Alex, they were there with like water or whatever you needed. They're getting multiple shots, and they made it just like livable, really livable experience. Because especially for me, I've got that fucking 40-pound riot shield that Faded Pilot made, which was awesome. And if he hadn't have built it as sturdily and as well as he did, it wouldn't have survived. Because I am mean to that thing. And
beat the shit out of that thing.
And it looks perfect. It looks
phenomenal on camera. Like it looks really good. And then what's cool is like some of the scenes we shot were like, I don't know, they required a lot of, I don't know, physicality, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But we didn't have to really do makeup and stuff or wardrobe to make them look like dirtier or beat up, because I was literally beating them up. Like the shields beat up, the uniforms were torn, dust is all over the place. Like it was really cool. So like we didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. The only problem was trying to get the uniforms clean. But it, man, the shots, like I've edited 14 minutes and there's really not like a scene that I'm like, man, that one's kind of weak. It's just, it's so fast paced and nuts. It's awesome. Like I want to put it out now, but I can't.
Well, and I can't stress this enough. And once again, remember, this is a short film, a fan film, and a ridiculously underfunded one at that. We had a real fucking helicopter.
Yeah, man, that was so sick. I've been over here like I've been grounded, watching all my friends play, watching you guys do pretend time and it just looks incredible. I'm so excited for it.
The story,
almost the stain on the ground a couple of times.
Man, I tell you what, I think I told Cole this, but I'm watching, like, we're on the roof, and it's no secret, like, they're coming in on the roof, but the guy is like banking hard, doors open, and every time he would bank, I was just waiting for somebody to fall out. And that scene from Tiger King kept playing in my head after the chick gets her arm ripped off by the tiger, and he's just like, man, I'm never going to financially recover from this. And I was just like, oh god, I was like, nobody fall out. Okay, good, they landed. And they're like, all right, let's do it again. I'm like, oh crap, okay, yeah, let's do it again. I was just waiting for it, but no, that pilot was phenomenal.
He was
the story
a badass.
Yeah. So, story of the helicopter, we lost our original helicopter 2 days out. There was an incident and he wasn't going to be able to fly. And so we're sitting here 2 days, like, I'm packing, getting ready to go. And now I'm trying to find a helicopter. And the town of Mineral Wells is possibly the coolest place you could ever film, because our AD made a phone call and got a huge list of helicopters. And if you guys didn't know, helicopters are super expensive. A lot of our budget went into the helicopter just to have that little bit of legitimacy in the film. And we got offers. We got a ton of offers because everybody thought the idea was cool, or they had actually played Siege and wanted their helicopter featured, but they didn't want to do it for the homie hookup price. We had a Blackhawk that was actually at an airport nearby, and they said, oh, dude, that's awesome. We'll stop by 30 minutes for $6,000. And we're like, oh, cool. Just keep flying. Yeah, we can't afford that. But a guy out of Randy, I think was his name, out of Fort Worth, owns the Helicopter Institute. Dude is an insane pilot, super professional, showed up with an amazing helicopter that actually was probably a color scheme closer to what I had envisioned anyway, and did everything we needed, heard about our issues, and so he did it on our budget, which was less than half of what he probably would have charged for the time that we had him flying. Yeah.
And he landed with fucking he landed with nods on his helmet too.
Yeah, and he had nods on. So dude was dope. The shots that he got were spectacular, and he knew, like, he was just on the ball. Like, he's worked in film before. He's worked with agencies. So that's a good question. How hard is budgeting a film? For an idiot like me, it's impossible. I had envisioned spending $5,000 or less on the film. We went way past that, but that's only because other people came on board that wanted to spend their own money to make the film happen. So this isn't like, I can't even call it my film at this point. Like, it's our film. Everybody put at least time into it, but just about everybody threw money at it too. So, I mean, if I was to realistically say how much we spent on it, I would guess $10,000, probably somewhere between 10 and 12, I think is what we talked about. But I would say you could have done it for 10, but out of pocket, if I was to pay everybody, if I didn't have a single friend in the world and I paid every single person to come in and work, to include talent and everything, equipment, easily, I don't know, $50,000-$60,000 to shoot this film. So we, it pays to have good friends that are talented.
It also goes a long way to, when people believe in what you're doing and they have an interest, you'd be surprised how far people are willing to go to contribute to that. And that's more directed towards the people who are asking and, listening. I myself haven't worked on like any production stuff like that, but I have had an experience with people, like working on a lower end of that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's crazy. Like, what people are willing to contribute when they're like, they think your idea is pretty rad. So
yeah, it's awesome. Like, support your friends. That's
do it.
That's the biggest takeaway from that. Like, if your friends are trying to do something cool and you can help, and if it benefits you in the least, like, fucking, go for it. Like, if I don't get anything out of this project, I'll be fine with that. I had such a good fucking time, and it was so neat, and it was such a cool experience, and it makes me want to do more. And luckily, we get to do more.
Yeah, no, this isn't going to be the last one. I'm hooked now. So
yeah, it's bug is bitten.
Oh yeah, big time, dude. I called Jessen and I called Aaron on the way home, and I was like, man, I think I'm having like an existential crisis. Like, I'm wondering whether like all the events that have occurred in my life have led up to this, or if I've wasted my entire life and I should have been doing this the entire time. And, Justin brought up a good point. He was like, think about the conversations you've had or that have started because, you've been in combat or you're a law enforcement officer or you've done all these odds and ends that got you here. Like, that may not have occurred had you have not done those things first. So I think it's just kind of the natural path that had to occur to bring me, back to doing my art and doing what I like doing.
You just dropped it. You just nonchalantly dropped in the group chat, you asshole. That looks awesome. Is that the teaser you just nonchalantly dropped in the group chat? You fuck.
Yeah, while having a philosophical little bit of commentary there.
Holy shit.
Yo, I want to see that. I did that.
I did that an hour before this. I was
I
like,
so good. I want to see it. 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 Can I see it? I want to see it.
Cole can't be a dingus. He's got to figure out how to put up.
Email it to because if I upload the video file, I should... Okay,
it's in the
Dropbox.
Hold on. Put it in the Dropbox.
I don't have
So
that.
for everybody listening right now, it's a bunch of stuff that you can't see yet, and suck it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna if he can do it, we'll put it out right now.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't give anything away.
You just want to like play it here?
What I'm gonna try to do.
Oh, ooh.
That's what I'm working on, man. Just hold on. I emailed it to myself, but the problem is that it's fucking taking forever to find it. Talk amongst yourselves. Jennifer, what'd you like most about the film? Go.
Dang, on the spot?
Yeah.
Everything, honestly. I think meeting everyone and like being able to learn and them teaching us is probably my favorite part because Jessen knows a lot and he was teaching me a lot and I'm so appreciative of that. And also Woodcock, he also taught me a lot too. So I think just really getting to spend time with you guys and building a connection outside of like social media was the best.
Yeah, Jessen is incredible. If anyone like doesn't know who Jessen is, he is a former tech team world champion and probably the hands down most knowledgeable dude I've ever been around as far as like gun mechanics and movement and just anything. Like you'd watch the dude move and it was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
That was smooth. And he just like he he's like, do this, do that, like whatever. And then I instantly came away feeling like I knew way more. Because the biggest thing with me for this film was no one really knows how to use a riot shield because it's not unless you're like in Storyoskal, Russia and fucking drop kicking people off of buses. Like nobody uses riot shields. It's just really not a thing. So being able to come up on the fly and figure out how we were supposed to manipulate that was such a neat deal. And he's easily become one of my favorite people I've ever met inside or outside of Airsoft. Like it's fucking love that dude. That was awesome.
Yeah. I've met that dude twice in my life and he's like a brother. Like I talk to him every day. We met like 5 years ago. And he was kind of in a crew with like Jay Robo and I. And yeah, we talk a lot. I pass on a lot of medical questions that I get from like law enforcement officers to him and back if I don't know the answer, which is, most of the time. But dude is just a incredible wealth of knowledge. That's one of the reasons I brought him on. I mean, who else would you have brought on to play Doc that would have done a better job? Like,
not even
there's nobody in the legitimately nobody in the country. So
where in the Dropbox is it? Is it in our videos?
It's just straight in the if you just
I'm in it right now and I don't see it. Shoot it to me in the ASAP deal and I'll pull it up real quick. All right.
So did you sign your shield?
I asked a bunch of times about
getting it signed. So Dan Altman at 878 bought the shield as part of like supporting the film. And that dude came up and did a phenomenal job playing an extra. And
scenes too.
Don't say it. But he has a really good scene.
Good.
But what we're gonna do is we'll bring the shield around to the premieres, and everybody that comes to the premieres will sign it. And then when we're done with it, like it'll be like a piece that we feature out there, and then we'll give it to him after that, and it's gonna get hung up at his airsoft store, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, he's he said he's gonna hang it up at 8 because I told him, I sent him a message. I was like, man, it kind of sucks that you're getting that because I'm gonna miss it. And he's like, dude, you can come out and grab it whenever you want. I was like,
Yeah. Cole's got Stockholm syndrome now.
I do.
Battered a little bit by it. He just keeps going back.
All right. Hey. She's an abusive girl, but you know, we got a thing. We got a thing now. All right. We got a relationship. There's some trust that was established after I slammed it down 6 times on some of the scenes.
Yeah, that thing took a beating, man, and it did phenomenally well.
And the sound it made in those hallways when I'd like slam it down, just like so good.
Yes, I told Faded he's my guy. Like he's my props guy from now on.
Yeah, no.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely got.
Man, that sound score is that fucks. All right.
And that's only a sample from the guy that's doing the sound score. So that's not the actual tracks we're going to have. He's working on that now based off of just some images and some rough cuts that I sent him.
Nice. All right, let's see if I can get this to work. This hopefully does. I named it T-Racer on accident.
It's a tracer. Not a teaser, it's a tracer.
It's a tracer. All right, let's see if this works. Share. It's taking a second.
Wow.
Did you get
There you go.
the sound come through? Did it work?
Yeah, no, it had sound and everything.
Oh, thank God. All right, so now we know how to do that, which is dope. I just don't know how to pull it back up. Here, I'm going to share it one more time just because.
Very short. Very easy.
It is super short. So
Super
here we go
easy.
again. You ready? You ready?
Super tracer.
Yeah. Blink and you'll miss it. Blink and you miss it.
Oh, now you're not going to get it to work again.
There we go. All right.
Nope, just sound.
I may have screwed it.
And it's done.
There we go.
God, this looks good.
It's like that fucking meme of the kid, the turn it up to 11 meme. It's just,
Yeah.
dude,
just the quality it's so good. It's so good. And it has nothing to do with me. I'm just an idiot with an idea, man. Just you guys and Wayne and everybody showing up. That's what made it cool. So, oh man, all the credit goes to you guys. And my basic understanding of how to composite muzzle flashes and shell ejections.
Yeah. So funny story about shell ejections. I was watching a movie today because I did a sale this morning and got the rest of the day off. So I'm fucking sitting at the house, watching just random movies like The Baby sitting here. And I'm flipping through and I found I can't remember the name of it, some Netflix like tactical shooter film. And I'm watching and they're come around the corner. It looks like halfway decent. And they start shooting and I realized that the shells ejecting are the whole bullet.
Oh, wonderful.
It's the whole rounds, just like, because it's obviously CG'd in, but I paused it and I was like, why are there points? Oh, that's the whole fucking bullet. Just like there's animation. And I was cracking the fuck up.
There's a scene, I think there's what the fuck was it? I think it was almost in The Matrix. One of the scenes where they're like bullets are dropping. It's actually I think it's like full bullets.
You see it a lot. Yeah. But I was just cracking up about that. So like, hopefully, and one of the things that Corey really, really wanted to stick with, and I'm hoping people understand, because the Siege community has been known to be very much like the Airsoft community in a lot of ways, where they get excited about things, and then if it's not exactly what they want, they shit all over it. So I'm really hoping that they realize what we're trying to go for here, what Corey's vision really was, he and Wayne and everybody else that was on the back end of this, and trying to make it as realistic as possible.
Yeah, and it's still, and I mean, obviously it's still fun, so we're not basing it, it's somewhere in between. Like, we didn't want to do a cosplay film. Like, those are all always goofy and just terrible. And we didn't want to do it like ultra realistic to where we couldn't work in like the gadgets and stuff like that. So it falls somewhere in between that hopefully will satisfy like both communities, like the tactical community and the gaming community.
There's good nods.
Yes. Yeah.
There's some really good nods to the characters.
Yeah. I think people are definitely going to appreciate the work that everybody put in because, like I said, the images are phenomenal, and this is just so far it's just my trash editing. It's going to a pro who's going to do the edit. A pro is going to do the sound. Pro is going to do VFX. So it's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. Like, I don't know. I can say that a million more times. Super excited about it.
So, Jennifer, after being stuck with us for 4 days, how hard is it going to be to drag you out to A, the other film, or B, to an op to actually play with this group of morons?
Well, my plan's already to go to Copperhead, so if Corey's still doing it over there, then
yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, and then we can play right after. So
yeah, Project Numero Dos QRF, which is still alive, still well, still going to be. It's going to be so much better now, though.
So fucking excited.
Yeah, that script is getting passed off like tomorrow, and we're going to start on that one. So, I mean, definitely like way down the road, but that way we can address some of the issues that we weren't able to address because there was such a time crunch on Siege. So this one should be hopefully a lot more organized, fingers crossed.
What would be sweet with QRF is if we are lucky enough to get graced with Mike and his GBLSs, if we could use them in the game afterwards. Because those things.
I'm curious. I want to play with one. But as far as like filming goes, I don't think there's a better replica you can put on camera. No. We didn't get a chance to really rock the LMD4s that we had. I want to try and work with those too, but the fact that they're electric, and you don't have to worry about gas on set, which is just another thing you have to remember to bring, and that you get realistic recoil, like I said, I was compositing shell ejections like 30 minutes ago trying to get that teaser done, and it makes it so easy that there's actually a bolt in there that recoils. So timing, trigger pull, all that stuff's taken care of for you. You don't have actors faking it by like shaking their shoulders and looking cheesy, like they're actually firing a gun.
That was actually, I was looking at that in the trailer, or that thing that we just watched, was that you could see the bolt moving, and I was like, did you just kind of put that in After Effects, or was that an actual like bolt moving?
The bolt is actually moving. I just added, probably can't even see him because it's only like a half second.
No, but, I noticed something coming out, and like when you see the side profile and the pistol, with the muzzle flash and whatnot, like, no, I was noticing all that stuff. That's pretty rad. And I was kind of seeing how much of that was actually like gun manipulation and how much of that was all VFX.
Yeah. So all the guns functioned. So
nice.
Except for maybe some of the bad guy stuff, but all of the main guns, which, man, the story on those things, apparently like they came from Korea like a day prior. So they were like express mailed like overnight to a guy in New York who's Mike, and then Mike flew down with them. Parts were say what?
I said Mike's awesome.
Yeah, Mike's phenomenal. And so apparently the parts were like shipped to Korea so they could do all the painting and stuff there and aging, and then they were sent back to America, reassembled, and then boxed up and sent to us. So like the parts had to go back and forth to get to the point, and they looked at Rainbow Six games for reference. So like it's so cool. Like they went all out. They showed up, and Mike kept those things running. Like he was almost like a worker on set on top of playing an extra two, and the dude was just pumped to be there the whole time. And those guns are the coolest thing you could ever have.
If they shoot BBs half as well as they feel, I'm gonna buy one, hands down. It was like one of them because at one point in a scene, one gets dropped unintentionally. Hopefully we don't use that take, but it sparked. It shot sparks and picked it up, and it worked. It just like nothing happened. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Any other gun would have. My Sistema, I've dropped that hard before, and I cracked the lower on it, and that thing just like bounced and laughed at me. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So I'm really, really hoping that they shoot well, because that would be heartbreaking if they didn't. But I have faith from what I've seen and from the reviews I've been watching, because I've been creeping hard between that and my bank account and deciding if I really, really, really can afford one.
Yeah, I think they retail for $1,750 is what I saw on the website. But that's without the Geisley rails and some of the other features that we had on ours. So I would say you're probably looking close to $2,000 to get one.
I mean, I've done that twice already. So
yeah, you've done dumber things, Cole. Don't act like it's
I've got no. I mean, like
step for you.
I've got the system in the corner is like the full build's like $2,300 or something like that. So I've done it.
They are out of stock.
Oh yeah. Well, they're going to be out of stock.
Jay is asking you, Jennifer, what was your favorite scene? Make sure it's not a spoiler.
No pressure.
There's no way.
I think we all know what my favorite scene is going to be.
Yeah.
Day two. Day two was blocked out about 3 hours on just one scene. That's a solo scene with Jennifer, and it's awesome. Very violent, psychotic.
Very. Telling you, we made eye contact for a good 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Straight.
Man, those air squibs were phenomenal, by the way. That's the best thing I spent on this movie. If you guys ever want to do squibs like blood, go buy the air squib from Steve Toland's like effects. Dude, we used the crap out of that thing.
I cannot wait to see Manuel's squib scene. Just that bit.
Yeah. Cole, how long did it take before the arm started, or before the shield started hurting your arm?
So funny thing about that, after day one, I took one of the sponsors of the movie, Body Armor Event, graciously gave us, it's on all of my rigs, but they graciously gave us their new generation, or the new V2 for all of our rigs in the film. I stole one, wrapped it around the brace on the shield, wrapped it in some boxer's tape, some black like field tape, and used that to give myself some extra padding. But it started hurting as soon as we did the first take on the helicopter, because I almost got blown the fuck out of the helo. Didn't account for, like, you run up to the helo and you see me get in, and I can't fit it inside the cab of the helicopter. So that was a little sketchy. And so I was like, okay, well, it's good. There's no downdraft because I've got it angled in, so I'm safe, right? Well, we get up in the air and he banks, and I didn't account for the open door to my right. That a gust of fucking air just like caught that thing like a sail and about dragged me out of it. And we do the first take and we get back in it. And they're like, yeah, we're going to do that. We did it 5 times. And every time we did it, I got more and more terrified. As like, me and the pilot had a come to Jesus moment where, like, I caught the oh shit handle, I braced my feet, and I kicked back whenever it first caught me. And he like looked back and we like locked eyes, and I just kind of nodded and he just kept going. So right after that, my arm was pretty much fucked. And that was the first 2 hours of shooting. So I told you I was
going to hurt you ahead of time.
You did.
It was always going to happen.
Yeah. But no, my left arm is caught up to my right. So we're we're good. I got to work out. And like I said, I lost 11 pounds. I was 185 the day before shooting, and I was 174 or something whenever I got back. So,
yeah. Jay asked how many lines you had, Cole.
I don't think I had any. Did I? I got to yell a couple of lines, but we, I've got like 4.
Everybody had at least one.
Yeah.
Everybody had at least one. But
yeah, luckily you're not going to.
For some people, their characters are more quiet. But yeah, there's a lot of yelling.
There's a lot of me yelling in it. Yeah, a lot of yelling, a lot of ad-libbing, a lot of me hollering in my terrible German accent. So we'll see how that translates. I'm really curious to see what the audio sounds like. I'm also really curious what they caught on those mics in between takes of like us just shooting the shit, because it can't be good.
Yeah, no, that'll all be destroyed.
I mean,
there's times. There was times like, I mean, we're just having like a regular discussion, and I turn around and the behind the scenes guys there, and I'm like, oh crap! Like, I wonder how much of that he caught.
All of it.
Every single.
Every line of it.
John's there just like coming up on the camera like goes back down like
yeah.
There's so like, we'd be in the middle of a take, and I'd turn and I'd look, and the camera lens would just be like in front of the window in the shield. I'm like, oh Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I've got that as actually with a screensaver on my vertical screen, because I've got this like really like bugged out intense look on my eyes.
That photo is really funny.
I love it. Oh, I love it so much. It's so much fucking fun. What I was gonna say, what were the biggest lesson learned for you, Corey? I was curious about that because I know like you've never directed anything before, so you were coming into this totally blind and probably a little starry-eyed would be my guess. Like, what was the
time? Just making sure you have enough time. At the very least, we should have had one extra day because we made our day the first day, no problems. Which making your day means you get all the shots on your shot list. So we got done on time fairly early. The next day we were over by, I don't know, 5 hours. The next day we were over by like 7. So if we would have had another day to just as a catch-all for the stuff that we didn't make on those other 2 days, we would have been fine and nobody would have been rushed and we wouldn't have gone till, the next day technically. So, but like I said, we had a good group of people and everybody there was a hard worker. I mean, I did my research and these are all people I know and worked with, or at least have had, conversations with. And I knew that I wasn't bringing in lazy people. So that would have killed us if people started dragging and just kind of wandering off and doing whatever. So unfortunately, everybody I think was kind of on the same level as me as far as like wanting to get this project done. So, I mean, we pulled it off. And I think we pulled off something that's going to blow people away for, the amount of money we did it for, the amount of time we did it in. Because, I mean, Siege wasn't even a thing. I mean, it's been a thing for what, three months?
Yeah, I was
roughly.
Say, do you want to talk about just kind of like the rapid development of Siege from what you initially had called 10 guys and a camera to we had 50 people on set?
Yeah, but I'd say 40-ish kind of rotating. Yes, the White Wolf guys, they did a good job. Essentially what happened, QRF got canceled, which was a huge kick in the nuts because I was super pumped about QRF. And QRF compared to this was extremely small. It was essentially just me and Wayne, wearing every single hat that you saw about 15 other people do on this set, which in hindsight would have been absolutely impossible, but to put out a good product at least. But what happened is, that ended. And I didn't want to be sitting on my hands for a year. Like I was into this film thing. I wanted to do something. So, I play Rainbow Six Siege with my cop buddies like every night on my days off. And I like it and I'm okay at it. But I just wanted something to do. And I figured I started looking to see if there were Siege fan films because it's such a cool idea to pick from like just a huge list of operators and they all have different abilities, yet they all work together, which is kind of like, that's how the military is. There's always that guy who's good at one thing, one guy that's good at another. You put them together and you've got a team. So I like that aspect of the game and that's why I like it. But I just went with that and I ran with it. I looked at Siege fan films. They're all god awful. And just knowing, Wayne and, his ability to shoot, I knew at the very least visually, it would be better than anything else that's out there right now. So I called essentially all the same people that are going to be involved in QRF and be like, hey, I know we were planning on doing this. Obviously it's not happening. Would you guys be interested in doing this? And of course, everybody was on board. So it just went from there. I wrote a script and honestly, man, the script took forever and it's a super simple script. It's really less of a script and more of an outline of like these action scenes because it's very intense. Like the second the team inserts, I mean, it's not a spoiler to say that they're going into a building, but it's a lot. And to come into it blind, not being a director, to do essentially 15 minutes of action scenes nonstop, was a big undertaking, but yeah, that's about how it went. Insert crash noise. But,
sorry about that.
No, you're good. But I didn't want to do nothing until September. So we came up with this idea. It was going to be small. I was going to go grab 10 of my friends and Wayne. We were going to go run around in this building and shoot it. And David Lee came to me and said, hey, if you want to, get some advice, let's talk to my friend Booney. He's a director. So we go have sushi. I sit down with him and coolest, nicest guy you'll ever meet. Just super happy all the time. And everybody on set, I think, said the exact same thing. But he was like, listen, I'm not going to come and do a project unless we're going to do it right. Because I was talking about doing, like props, food, directing, script, blah, 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 like 10 different things. And he goes, no, if you're going to direct, you need to be the director. We'll bring in this person, this person, this person, this person. I'm like, whoa, like I've only got so much money, I'm only allowed to spend so much on my stupid side projects. But when we started contacting people and everybody liked the script, like the idea, there's a bunch of people out there that are just trying to get, experience. Like White Wolf Studios is brand new, and those guys came in and absolutely killed it. But they just, they want that experience, so whenever they go to their next one, they can say, well, we did this film. And that's what I wanted this film to be for everybody. And I've said it. I want it to be like their business card. So if you're talking to somebody and they're like, oh, I'm shooting a film. Oh, cool. Go to YouTube and check this out. That's the last one I did. So I think that's what it's going to turn out to be. I think it's going to be a big deal. But, we started bringing in all these people. Karen is our AD. David was running props, and he was in charge of the BTS guys and the sponsors. And he brought in a lot of sponsorship. That's why it started getting bigger, because, we had a little bit more of a budget. Wayne was always on board. Then you guys as actors came on board for free, which is, a big ask. We've all done it. Like if you've acted, you probably didn't get paid on your first one. But big news that's going to come out later. I think we're going to end up, we're going to end up doing pretty good. But, everybody was there as a volunteer working pro bono for the most part. There was very few people there that were getting paid. So, I mean, I'm so far in the red on it, and I don't even care. Yeah. I mean, that's how it is. On SCP, travel and all that stuff, was all out of pocket. And, the time off everybody has to take. And trust me, that doesn't go like overlooked. Like I appreciate what everybody did so much. Like that, I can tell you how much I appreciate it every day, and it's still not enough. But essentially everybody came in, worked for free, and it turned into this big production where we had a 4 or 5 man production crew. We had Wayne as DP. His brother was pulling focus. Charles, his friend, was running sound. His brother is working on his other brother is working VFX and post. Golly, I know I'm going to forget somebody, but we had a BTS guy. We had Dorsey running BTS, and our actors, which we had 6 main actors, 3 speaking roles for terrorist, and then probably about 10 to 15 extras that kind of rotated through. So, I mean, you've seen that picture, and that picture is not everybody. Frosty did one of our props, but I think probably roughly 35 people on this production, which was initially supposed to be like 10 buddies over a weekend. So what we accomplished is something astronomical. I think we're going to make waves, at least with this one, and then hopefully again with QRF. So there's that.
Well, all right. Yeah, I'm really excited to see like the initial reactions, especially when is that teaser going to officially be like dropped?
So we've got a week left on the Indiegogo, and even though we're going into post-production, we're going to leave it open. We're going to drop that just kind of so people see like, hey, the project is pretty much
real.
We have the footage, it's real, and just see if we can just get last little bit of funding to help us get everything through post-production quicker. And then I think I can go ahead and say it because I'm pretty confident it's going to happen. We've been in talks with a YouTuber who's got over 1 million followers that's going to help us distribute it. So it's going to get eyes on it too. So really, really, really excited about how it's gone. I've pulled every favor, out of my pocket that I had. And I know other people did too. I know Wayne did. And it's going to be, I don't know. I think low end, I think we're going to get 1 million views. So I'm pretty excited.
I mean, yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
You guys ready? You guys ready to be famous? And I didn't.
No.
And I didn't make you guys wear masks the whole time.
Oh, speaking of that, there's some of your work behind me on the fridge. Oh, wait a minute. There they are. Look at that. Look at those things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you designed those, didn't you?
Yeah, I designed those with Steven. Those turned out really good. The Caesar skull turned out really good. No, but it's so funny. I was on set, filming, and I was still getting questions about like, oh, you played so-and-so. How did you paint your mask? What did you use to paint your mask? Like, dudes love that mask like so much. The one that I wore in SCP. But yeah, film is fun. I'm hooked. I'm ready to go again. I was kind of sad just having to everybody going their separate ways. Like I was ready to keep going.
Oh yeah, like by the end of it, everybody was like, especially like Jennifer and her dad, oddly enough, became like one of everyone's favorite people on set.
Yeah,
it's just like, kid.
He was
He brought-
everywhere.
Bro, he brought me
Yeah.
coffee on the last day, and I was like, I think I freaked him out a little bit because I looked your dad like dead in the eyes. It's like, I love you, and I just like slugged down this black coffee and fucking kept going.
No, after we came back, I kid you not, he bought an RC car because you had one in the film.
Oh, the little 201?
Yes, he bought 3. He's like, oh, I'm
Oh
getting
my
you
god.
a field. I'm like,
No, they're so awful. They're like the worst RC car ever. I don't know how Wayne's brother drove it the way he did, because every time I drove it, it would just bank hard left into a wall. So I was like, man, because I think they're like $19 a pop.
yeah.
I really wanted to. I saw somebody that builds like they 3D print the actual drone, and we had actually been in talks to do it all CG, which obviously
A lot of work.
Yeah, we didn't do that. So yeah, we found that and just went with that, because those wheels, I guess those multi-directional wheels or omnidirectional wheels are like $1,000 a pop. The ones that where you can go like straight left and right, forward, backwards, and rotate, whatever. So that was out like right off the bat. But yeah, that cheesy little drone, man. It's got, in editing, like those shots with the drone are hilarious, like unintentionally hilarious. Yeah, they're great.
All you had to do was go under the shield, and you went.
Yeah,
George,
dude, I biffed it.
George,
I biffed it like 10 times. Yeah. Yeah. And then we did one where Wayne was supposed to follow it down a hallway, and it like hit like one little like airsoft BB and just took like a hard left right into the wall. But then his brother, man, and of course I won't give it away because it's pretty funny, but his brother did like expert level maneuvers with that thing, and it's hilarious. So everything just, I don't know, man. I think it was meant to be, because everything just turned out like perfect. Even on the last day, we were extremely rushed because we were so far behind. And even that stuff, man, cutting it looks awesome. It looks really, really good. So you're going to get a lot of good room clearing. You're going to get some VFX. You're going to get, some cool stuff working around a helicopter. I think it's rare to see stuff like that on YouTube, like in like a movie format.
Yeah, the Hilo.
Yes. Yeah. I would say probably 90% of the movies that you see where they have a helicopter, it's not actually flying and they're using stock footage. So we actually flew a helicopter. We put our actors in it. That was one of the big things I promised them, and I almost biffed that too 2 days out. But we got everybody their helicopter ride, so everybody was happy.
Yeah, that was worth it for me. I should have just done the first take. I'm like, all right, I got my Hilo ride. Bye, everybody.
All right, I'm good.
Yeah. Now you've ridden in a helicopter before, right, Cole? At an airsoft event? Yeah, but you hadn't, Jennifer, did you?
No, I haven't. I was like, hopefully
Yeah.
I don't fall off.
Yeah, it's a little scary, but my biggest fear was we were going to be filming and everybody was going to be smiling too much, because I know, like the first time we went, like you get like a little introductory ride in a Blackhawk, and you go flying around, and everybody's just smiling like a 5-year-old, like all these Army guys are just super excited. But yeah, no, it was cool. I'm glad you guys got to do that, because if we wouldn't have done that, we had to rewrite like the first pretty much act if we didn't have access to a helicopter. So
do we have a link for the Indiegogo? Is that still up there? Because if people want to check it out or see the teaser and all that fun stuff, you can see it. Anyone who's going to be listening to this shenanigans on SoundCloud, go to the Another Serious Airsoft podcast Facebook page. You fucking butthole should have done that already, because we need your love. We need your support. We need the clout. Otherwise, why are we doing this? But yeah, go through, click that, throw some Quatleys at us, because we need it desperately. And also keep an eye out for QRF, because I am arguably, what's so funny is like we got done with this and immediately I was like, all right, cool. I'm excited to see it, but I'm more excited about shooting QRF now. Like that's all I want to do.
Yeah. It's going to be, I think it's going to be cool, because I think when this releases, it'll be right around the time we're ramping up to actually go into production for QRF. So it'll give us like a really good stepping stone to go into the next one. And we're talking possibly about bringing in like some other, some more professional actors too. So the more serious like we get about it, it's, the productions are going to get bigger and cooler and all that stuff. And hopefully it evolves. I mean, realistically, I would like it to evolve into my own YouTube channel where I'm putting out 1 to 2 short films a year and we're documenting it so people see the process and they see that they can do it. Cause I mean, I'm an idiot cop that just took a weekend off, wrote a script, and then it turned into this this big ordeal. Like I have good connections is what I found out. Obviously it's not something I could do on my own. I've met the right people just by happenstance over time, and it's turned into this. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have friends that know things. So
friends that are good at shit, useful friends. You don't get those very often.
Yeah, Wayne, I can't, man. Dude, Wayne and his brother just absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, that picture of Jennifer is a screenshot. It's not a picture, and you wouldn't know it because I think most photographers probably couldn't pull that off with 10 minutes to set it up for one shot.
What's crazy is it was funny because she put that up and I was like, God damn, where did that come from? Like I thought that's not in the BTS. I looked at all the BTS. Like the BTS photos again look phenomenal, but that was kind of a different animal.
Wayne he color graded some screen grabs that I think we're gonna make available tomorrow to you guys, so we can start hyping it up. Let me I'm gonna put the Indiegogo link up. Maybe if I'm not too stupid to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, while you're doing that, we should probably talk about airsoft things, at least for a little bit. For the next 3 minutes before we close this motherfucker down. Jen, you being the odd person out, what do you got going up in the future? You guys have any events at your field? Are you traveling to anything? Is there anything you're trying to do?
We're just going to be building up the field. Tomorrow we're going to have a bunch of shipping containers dropped off, so we're going to see if we can make like a CQB little field. The next event I know for sure is Copperhead. It's going to be my first time going to that, so that's exciting. And it's going to be my first time going to an AMS event, so that's cool.
AMS was my first one too.
Good on both fronts. Yeah, that's actually where I met Punk, was at Copperhead 2.5.
Yeah.
I think I met you at an AMS event. I think I met both you at an AMS event.
Yeah, you met me at Broken Home. Well, I saw you at ESR, and then we met at Broken Home 5 or 4, where I randomly ended up running your t-shirt booth for you for like the entire time. Woody just like dropped me off. I was like, here, babysit this drunk asshole. Yeah,
that's kind of like a thing now.
I don't remember where, like, which one did we like? It was Copperhead, what, 4 that we. No, that we met, but I'm trying to figure out when the first time like Corey and I actually like got to talk, hang out. Was it 4? Was that the first one?
4. Yeah.
4? Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one where we all rode up there together.
Yeah.
Oh God. Which the next time we get an opportunity to do something like that, Corey's got a really cool idea for something we can do together. That I think will be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Shit, man. I'm ready to die for this shit, man.
Yeah. Do y'all have Jennifer, do y'all have any events coming up for your field, or is it still just open play all the time?
That, and we're thinking about doing a camp out. Not sure when yet on dates. We're just waiting for the weather to be a little bit better. So essentially people just camp out overnight and they play all afternoon on Saturday and Sunday morning. So it's all day airsoft.
Nice. So where can people find
And if y'all haven't seen their field,
Our Instagram.
The field's dope. And and then her team Rex. Like if you've seen the videos, sorry, I think we got a bit of a delay. We're stepping over each other, but yeah, they shoot, move, and communicate pretty well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, check us out on
Better than
YouTube at Southern AZ Airsoft, and then you'll see a bunch of our team gameplay on there. Some of us travel, some of us just play local. So.
Nice. With that being said, Punk, baby, darling, sweet, sweet boy. Do you want to do the thing?
Of course I do. All right, guys, raise a glass, both listener and host.
Wait, hold on. You've got some shit, don't you? You've got some stuff, yeah. Don't you have a thing? Or are you not announcing that yet? Or are we waiting on that?
I've got so many things. I have literally so many things.
Punk is the cool. He's way too cool. He's too many things.
I have So are we talking about the car? Are we talking about the apparel? Or what? How many things? I got so many things.
I plug something and then see us out of this bitch. I'm about to die from mesothelioma from the
plug colon. Let's get out of here.
All right, so I am going to be like slaughter shirts are coming. Slaughter
Yes.
Apparel is coming. I'm waiting on the last bit. Like it's so fucking close. And you know what, Corey, I got to give it to you. Like I'm learning so much about the back end of like how to do production and this kind of stuff. Like it's, you guys, like I'm so fucking excited to bring this shit to you guys. And like once it gets all dialed in, and I feel bad that it hasn't come sooner, but like I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. So and hopefully I'll be able to quit my job soon. But and then also on top of that,
me too.
yeah, right. Well, not only that, but it'll help me be a little bit more available to do cooler projects with my friends. So, and then also I this year I want to do an overland rig because camping just 2020 has made me hate humans so much more than I already did. So I want to go camping and go off-road and do all this stuff, but I'm going to do it in a Yaris. So I'm actually going to be doing an overland Yaris, and I've actually gotten some of the attention from an overland YouTuber, and he's just like, bro, as soon as that thing's ready, let me know. I'm coming and checking it out. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So that's pretty rad. So on that note, raise a glass, both listener and host, as we toast to you, filthy degenerates, and rejoice that this dumpster fire has finally come to an end. Another serious airsoft podcast is based around a terrible idea that people actually want to listen to grown men talk about toy guns and their adventures using them. And with the lack of follow through airsofters exude, it's a fucking miracle we made it to whatever episode this is. If you like what you heard, yeah, we quit counting. If you like what you heard, great. Let us know. If you don't, keep that shit to yourself because we don't do constructive criticism. Remember to call your hits. Don't let the admin see you drinking, and we'll see you next time. Jen,
See you later, guys.
Jen, by the way, thanks for coming on. So,
Yes, thank you.
yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to have you on again to actually talk about you and not our. Sorry. Yeah.
The fuck was that?